A big thank you to our participants for joining us and our esteemed speaker, Mehnaz Fatima ma'am, our dedicated team for making this event possible. So before we begin, I would like to introduce you to Naasih Counseling and Guidance, the academy behind this workshop. At Naasih, we help individuals achieve clarity, peace, and success in their life through personalized counseling sessions grounded in universal values that benefit humanity. Here we help you achieve clarity, understanding your challenges, difficulties, and concerns through personalized counseling sessions, peace, finding inner peace and balance with a supportive environment and expert guidance, success, achieving your personal and professional goals with our continuous support. So today we are honored to have Mehnaz Fatima ma'am with us, who is an aspiring counselor and mother of 2 kids. She strives to help people with mental health issues. She has been in this field for quite a few years now. She has worked with special kids and also alongside psychiatrists in hospitals. So her main objective is to bring awareness to mental stress, especially among household women. For today's workshop, we'll be covering practice active listening and open dialogue for stronger connections, communication exercises to build emotional bonds, identifying common challenges and develop strategies to improve communication, enhancing marital satisfaction and conflict resolution skills, foster trust, intimacy, and stability through clear communication. I would encourage participants to participate actively. Feel free to ask questions during the Q&A session. Your engagement will make this workshop more enriching for everyone. So now I will hand over the session to Mehnaz ma'am to take it ahead. Yes, over to you, ma'am.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Before we begin, I would like to see how many people are here. Thank you, Hafsa, for the lovely introduction. And I feel it's my pleasure to be working with Naasih Counseling and Guidance. Something about the center, I've known Brother Imtiaz for quite a few years now, and we've been working together. And it's really, you know, it's an honor to work with him because the kind of you know the kind of aims that he has for the center, for the community, what he wants to do, and the different sectors that he's opened at the center. It's really nice, and I would love to work further with him as well. And to talk about myself, my name is Mehnaz Fatima. I'm a psychological counselor. I'm in this field for a few years now, and it's my dream profession. Like I really enjoy doing. Like, that's what they say, right? What you like, the things that you enjoy doing doesn't really look challenging to you. And this is it. This is what I want to do. I'm a psychological counselor where I'm here to help people. Sometimes, sometimes, you know what happens? People don't really need therapy. People don't really need counseling itself. All they want is somebody to hear them out without judgments, without interference, without having the fear of letting others know. They just need a safe space to vent out their emotions. They just need a safe space to just talk it out. That's all they want. And not all the time people require therapy. Not all the time people require long sessions. Not all the time people require a lot of interactions. I've had so many cases. I've dealt with so many people where one session, two sessions, and they've come back to me telling, I feel so much better just talking to you. I feel so much lighter to just vent it out all to you. And I think I've got a clarity in my mind. So, counseling is that it shows you a mirror. We don't really tell you a solution to your problems. We don't give you a handbook or a rule book that what you can do about it, how you can go about it. We don't. We show you a mirror. The first, one of the ethics of counseling is we don't give solutions. We don't. What we do is we stand by you. We stay with you throughout your struggle, throughout your mental struggle. We acknowledge what you're feeling. We acknowledge what you are going through. And everyone's life's journeys are different. Everyone's life's journeys is full of challenges. And in these times, it's really important that you need somebody to stand by with you. And sometimes, you know, it happens that you don't really have people from your family that they understand you well. There are situations that others may not really understand what you're going through, and it's okay. And at these and at those difficult times, counselor comes in, a psychological counselor comes in, and plays a crucial role in the lives of so many people. And I really need to emphasize, I'll be emphasizing a lot on the mental health because it's so important. It's as equal as your physical health. When you have a fever, you go to a doctor. When you are not well, when you have a stomach ache, when you have headache, when you have things that is out of your control, you reach out to a doctor. That applies the same thing on your mental health. People are not aware of it. Even if they are, it's not as important it is to them as it is on the physical illness, because our parents didn't go, our forefathers didn't go, our other family members didn't go. So it's a new concept for us to reach out to a mental health doctor. But it's equally important. Only if you are mentally fit, you'll be able to tackle other issues. I personally believe that you need to fill your own cup first before you serve others. Otherwise, it's very difficult to being able to be there for others as a mother, as a sister, as a father, as a brother, so many roles we play. And before you do all that, it's important that you fill your own cup, that you are mentally satisfied, that you're mentally relaxed, that you're mentally sorted. If there are a lot of struggles as a mother, after being a mother, I realized that parenting is not about the kids, it's about us. If you are angry, if you are frustrated, if you are anxious about something else, it all shows down to your kids, like in your the way we talk. I think we all need to sometimes look at our own selves. When the kids are having tantrums, the way we behave matters a lot. All the young mothers out there, um yeah, it's a new topic together on parenting and children tantrum. But to give a small glimpse about it, uh, you know, just look at yourself, not just mothers, even the fathers. When the children are throwing tantrums, when they are having a tough time, the way you react, the way you reflect matters a lot. It shows a lot about yourself than them. It's not their behavior that's triggering you. It's about what you're feeling, what you were going through. If you had a long day, if you had a tiring day, if you were unable to achieve certain goals that you had for the day, and you're frustrated, it all shows down in your words, in your action. So what I'm trying to tell is take a break, take some space. If you need some time for yourself, work it out all together. Fill your own cup first before you serve others. So, yeah, so let's begin. We're going to have this is a very beautiful topic, by the way. Communication is a wonderful topic. And we have about 41 participants, right? So the workshop is not going to be like a typical workshop. It's going to be very interactive. It's going to be fun. I'm going to be playing a lot of clips along the workshop as we go. And there are going to be few activities that will be going. So please be open to questions. Please come up with if you have something to tell about certain topic. So I'll be really open to people interacting. So, one of the famous psychologists called Carl Rogers once said that the basic human need is the need to understand and to be understood. Isn't that right? If you don't understand other person and you don't feel that you're understood, it's very difficult. It's very hard for us to, live in the society. And before you feel like the others need to understand what I'm going through, my husband needs to know what I like. My husband needs to know why I did what I did, what I did not do. Try to understand him first. Only if you give in, the society will get it back. Carl Rogers is a Carl Rogers has written so many books on human relationships, and his articles are really great to ponder upon. We'll get back to that. And before we get into proper theory and everything, I would like everybody to just take a minute for yourself, not for me, for yourself, and breathe. Only if you calm the mind, your body will be calm. So, let me begin with a famous quote. Actually, this is my favorite quote, actually. So, a great marriage is not when the perfect couple comes together. It's when an imperfect couple learns to enjoy the differences. Tell me who's perfect? Nobody is perfect. Neither you, neither me, neither our parents were, neither our sisters were. Nobody is perfect. Everyone's got flaws. And when you acknowledge those flaws, when you acknowledge the differences that you have in your relationship, that makes a big difference. That really matters. Even in your own kids, you may see that one kid is an extrovert, one kid is an introvert. And the moment you realize and not work towards just like that, every time you have a conflict, every time you have a conflict, take a break. Calm your mind first before you break in, before there's an argument, before there's a fight. Calm yourself first. Only if you calm the mind, your body will be calm. You'll be able to think better. You'll be able to feel better. So when the conflict arises, obviously there is no marriage that is without conflicts. Let me break it through. That's a bitter truth. That's a bitter truth. And I know Hafsa, my host, is going to get married. It's going to be a shocker news for her. I'm not going to scare her, but trying to tell her that there is no marriage without conflicts. When two human beings come together with different backgrounds, with different experiences, with different families, how can you expect the other person to think the same way as you? That's not possible, right? They've come up with a different childhood, they've had different situations, they've had different things. So the way you look at a problem, he may not be able to look at it the same way. But it's not hard. We can sort it out. You can work towards it. So the summary, the objective of this is first calm yourself first, and you can handle the conflict. I have a small video clip that I'm going to play. Hafsa, just let me know if you're able to hear the audio and also the participants. Is everyone able to hear it?
No, ma'am.
Can you?
No,
Can you
ma'am.
see the video at least?
Yeah.
Can
Video
you
I
hear?
can see. No, ma'am.
Can't. Just a minute. Okay, there's not much of a listening part to it anyway, so I would like everybody to watch this video. Okay. Is it anybody who wants to say what they felt after watching this video? Anyone? Their opinion on this video? What you felt? Anybody? By the way, we are all anonymous. Nobody will be judged the way they speak. Nobody is going to know who spoke what. So you can be open to your opinion. Yes, somebody raised their hand. Hafsa, do you want to unmute somebody? I think somebody raised their hand. Hafsa, are you here?
Yes, ma'am.
Assalamu alaikum. It would be good if we could chat. I think the chat rooms are also closed. But regarding this video, I can find it very relatable. As I can see her, the husband being wanting to communicate, but the wife, it happens the other way at my end. And another thing, when the kids are building the snowman, sometimes we tend to do that. Me as as a mother, the kid must be doing, but I might be occupied with my phone. So definitely, yeah, the communication gap I could feel it.
So true,
Yeah,
honey. Very
yeah,
true. That's what happens, right? And like you said, not necessarily to be that the wife is always on the phone or the thing. It can be vice versa in different relationships. And like you said, aren't we all occupied so much on the phone? And before we get on the phone thing, let me tell you all that there are two types of communication. One is verbal, where you express, where you are talking, you're telling that you love them, you like them, you hate this, you hate that. This is what we should be doing, this is what we should not be doing. That's the verbal part. And then there's a non-verbal part, which is equally important. So the non-verbal part is where you don't have to talk, you just have to be there, like the small gestures. And there is something called the power of touch, which is so important in the relationships. Like in the end of the video, like when they're sitting in the car and they're sitting by each other, you don't have to talk to each other. All you have to do is hold each other's hand. And that has, trust me, it has a big impact. Just holding each other's hand together or like the power of touch is all about connecting through the touch. There's a different therapy altogether where they use the power of touch to heal during the traumas and all that. So that's the kind of impact it has. Sitting by your partner together, holding the hands together, that's all it needs. You don't have to sit, talk. Uh, I mean, sometimes happens that, so I know so many couples who tell that I don't want to go anywhere with him because the moment we go out, the first thing we do is we argue, there's a fight. So I'd rather not go out with him. So some people are afraid of communicating itself. And like I said, you don't have to talk. I mean, you can, but you just have to sit by themselves, feel their presence, enjoy their company, let them know that you're here with them. The first rule of your relationship, please, when you are with each other, I request you do not use your gadgets, do not watch television, do not watch phone. It's the highest form of disrespect you can do. I mean, people after the lockdown and the whole COVID period, everybody uses phone as a mode of work. Yeah, online काम है. I have that. I want to do this through my phone. I'm working, I'm checking this, I'm checking that. But you can set the time aside for it. It can wait. But however, if it's really urgent, if you are out for dinner and there's an urgent call that you want to make and you can't avoid, have the kindest gesture to your wife. Tell her that, listen, just give me 10 minutes. I'll quickly wrap this up and come. When she's talking, don't just shut her up and start watching phone. You don't have to tell her stop. You can just, while she's talking, you can start watching your phone. That's the rudest thing that you can do to your partner. That's the rudest thing that you can do your partner. So, like I said, this video is so there is no audio, there's nothing, nobody was able to hear the audio. I mean, there was nothing they were speaking otherwise. It is just the visual showed a big powerful message that the presence of your partner is so important. And the non-verbal communication uh, is also equally important. Just sit by themselves, hold their hands, even when you're going for a walk. Spend some time together. Not necessarily that you need to talk, not necessarily you need to bring up a topic to discuss. The moment you start enjoying their silence in their presence, that shows a sign that you are comfortable in the relationship, you know. And coming to the whole phone thing, that's a different topic altogether. But I really request all the young enthusiast partners, the husbands, the wives, whoever here, the fact that you've all made up to the workshop itself shows that this matters to you. This is an important part of your life that you want to enhance. Give some time for yourself. The kindest gesture, the basic thing that you can do is do not use phone in the bedroom. Once you're inside the room, Avoid using your phone as much as you can. Yeah, if you have mails, if you have work, you can do it. But don't, the moment you're in the room, you want to relax. Watching phone is not relaxation, by the way. It drains your energy. It's not relaxation. That's what we think. There's a study that was done on the consumption of phone, and this whole thing on reels and shorts and the era that you're living in, it's horrible, by the way. It's very bad. It screws up your attention span, the ability to think. You are addicted to it. And when I say you're addicted to it, you know what happens? Let me explain the science behind it to you. So the more we watch, as we watch the shorts and the reels and everything, the short clips that comes on our gadgets, this is the first thing that happens is the lack of ability to focus. We lose out on attention. We can't sit down. The basic thing, we can't wait for the YouTube app to finish. The moment the skip ad pops up, we want to skip it. Who does it here? We all do it, right? Who doesn't? We don't have the patience. We don't have the thing to wait for the ad to finish. That's the kind of level we've come down to. And there were times, I think we all gone through it when we had TV back in then in our childhood, where we used to wait for the entire 1.5 minute ad to get over for a show to start. That was the my smallest part of our childhood. But when you think about it, at least we had the ability to sit and wait for the ad to get over, right? Now that you have an option, you can just skip it. My 4 years old daughter cannot wait for the ad to finish, but I make sure for the ad to play so that she learns to sit and see the ad. Uh, yeah, like I said, yeah, so we get instant gratification. Coming back to what I was saying, the reels and the shorts give us an instant gratification. What is instant gratification? There's like small pleasure that we get, like happy hormones. Instead of getting back to science, basic thing in layman language is you get like a kick. You are happy. You keep watching. You are instantly gratified by watching, 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 watching. You don't want to stop. You keep watching. It's very hard. Some people go on for hours. Instagram ho gaya, go to WhatsApp. WhatsApp ho gaya, go to Facebook. What's Facebook ho gaya, go to YouTube. This is the kind of process that they follow every day. They're so addicted to it. When you are so addicted to it, you lose the ability to be present. You lose the patience, lose out on so many things. And and set the time aside for all this. This is important for some people. Some people like to learn so many things from social media, and it's okay. Everyone comes up with a different opinion and everything. But what I'm telling is, when you are with your partner, get a rule clear it clearly, that when you are with each other, avoid using phone, avoid calling your mothers. I'm talking about the girls here. When you are with your partners, avoid calling your mom unless and until it's urgent. Because we all know the moment we call your moms, we're not going to keep it for less than like 5 to 10 minutes. It's going to go on for a longer time. And same with the boys. Avoid making calls to your office, to your friends when you're with your partner. Even if you're not generally doing something together, but just be there in their presence. Just talk to her. How was your day? What did you do? It's the smallest kind of gesture that you can do that creates a kind of connection or creates a kind of a bond with each other. So, yeah, no, non-verbal communication really matters. Non-verbal communication also like means that showing small gestures like making a cup of tea for your wife when you know she's tired, getting his clothes ready for office the next day before he wakes up. Doing small things without saying anything, without expressing anything. These are also a part of non-verbal communication. And the first one, Jim Rohn is one of the famous public figure. When I read this for the first time, it hit me really hard that I realized that This is so true. You know, effective communication is 20% of what you know and 80% how you feel about what you know. Isn't that true? That uh, that really hit me hard. Did everybody understand what the quote is saying? Anybody wants to jump in and give their opinion? It'll be really appreciated. Anyone? Has it happened to you that your husband said something, you felt something, and that whole feeling of trauma, or the whole feeling of emotional roller coaster was not about what happened, but all the previous feelings that accumulated all together? Just a minute. Where did we go? Yeah. Anyways, moving on. Good communication is a bridge between communication and clarity. Why is communication important? Unless and until you don't communicate with your partner, how will you clear the confusion? How will you clear the misunderstandings? So you need to choose courage over fear. I don't want to tell him. I'm scared. How will he judge? I'm scared. What will he say? I don't want to tell him anything. He'll piss me off. He'll fight with me. He'll tell it to his mother. I'll These are the basic things that people feel, the women especially feel, and same goes out with the men. That and unless and until you do not talk about it, how are you going to bring a clarity? So it's important that you sit down and talk and clear the clarity. It's very important. Don't worry, we'll learn a lot of strategies how you can communicate. We'll learn what are the things to be avoided in a relationship to avoid conflicts. Is there somebody who wants to talk? So this is the current statistics on how communication is important. As you all know, how the divorce rate is increasing. 86% of 86% positive response is crucial for relationship success. In order for your relationship to be successful, you need to be able to communicate effectively, right? Is there anybody who's wanting to talk? Hello? Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, you're audible.
So yeah, this is the statistics on the how you respond effectively. We'll get back to this in some time when I'm explaining the other slide. So this is what we're going to learn in the workshop. So let's begin. Understand the importance of communication, why you need to communicate, how it impacts your relationship, and challenging things that happens in your relationship, how you find the ways, the tips and tricks that you can use in conflict, effective strategies that you can include in your daily life, and how it impacts your marital satisfaction. So once you understand the areas of problem in your relationship, There's a higher chances of building a long-term relationship with your partner. So there's a clinical worker called Jenny Jacobson who said conflicts are a normal part of relationships, not something to be avoided. In a healthy relationship, couples can handle conflict and repair the relationship after disagreement. So the basic rule part, conflicts happen and it's normal, but how you work towards it is what makes a difference. And why you need to communicate is first to avoid misunderstandings. Imagine there's a situation that comes up that happened between you and your partner, and and you assume something about what he said, and she assumes something about what he said, and that creates a kind of negative vibes in your relationship, and builds on and builds on and builds on and builds on and creates a bigger conflict. So it's very important to avoid that misunderstanding, talk it out, clear it. If there is a small, minute differences also in your relationship, in your day-to-day life, in the morning you thought she said so and so when I was leaving the home. I don't know what she meant. But it really felt made me, it sounded very rude to me. So you had this thing in your mind all day. Imagine you come back home and then she's tired and her day was not well. Her day was not well planned and she's physically sick. And her gestures are also very off, not what usually is. And and you sum it up. Oh, now I know why she's behaving like that. I'm sure she was like this. She was the same way in the morning and the same way she's behaving in the evening. So, you know, eh, to avoid assuming things, always come back and then clear it out. Sit down and talk to your partner. In the morning when I was leaving to office, you said so and so. What did you mean? I'm sure I'm not misunderstanding. I'm sure I'm not overthinking. Can you correct me if you can? It does not take more than a minute. So it does not take over a minute. So every time you have a doubt, every time there's a misunderstanding, please clarify it so it prevents misunderstandings, because small things lead to big things. So on the basic level itself, sort it out. So that's why you need to communicate. Promotes assertiveness. When you have an open communication with your partner, you are not you're assertive. Your partner is open to opinion. Your partner is open to feedbacks. So you're assertive in your needs. You can tell your partner that I need a break once in 15 days. I need to do this. I cannot attain so many functions. I cannot go here and there. And your partner can be open to feedbacks, and you can put it across in the first level itself. When the first step itself is avoided, it leads to aggressive behavior. The first time also I let it go, second time also I let it go, third time also I let it go. Now it's making me really pissing off. I can't keep behaving like this. I can't keep letting things go. Why do you want to come back, go to that level? On the very first level, be assertive in your needs and put it across. Let your partner know what you need, what are your boundaries, what are your needs and expectations. And that will happen only when you communicate. You can't assume that your partner knows it all. Your expression of feelings and need is something very important. Some people are very bad in expressing your love for your partner. They can't express it. And some people are really good at it. And when the other partner is not good at it, you assume a lot of things, that she doesn't love me, she doesn't take care of me, I think she's bored of me, I think she's done. She doesn't value my principles, she doesn't value my feelings. So it's very important that you let them know, even if you are an introvert, even if you are whatever, but you need to sit down with your partner and express it to them that they really matter to you. You really need them in your life. Once in a while, it's very important that you express your love for your partner. Let them know that they matter to you. Let them know that how important they are to you. So express it, express and let them know, either verbal or non-verbal. Put small, take you make use of notes and letters. Put it when you're leaving. Small gesture that you can do is, put a sticky note on your husband's desk or your laptop or their bag, whatever, and then on their cupboard, on their shirts. Let them know that, just put a small text telling, smile, I love you, smile, I love you, have a nice day. Small gestures, creates a kind of connection with your partner. So that's also a form of expression. Let them know that they're needed in their life. And when I say intimacy, intimacy is not just physical. It can also be an emotional intimacy where you're connecting to your partner, where you're bonding with your partner. And all this will happen when you are communicating, when you're expressing, when you're talking, letting them know that they matter, right? So intimacy is not just physical, it can be an emotional intimacy as well. When you're respecting their feelings, when your husband comes back home very frustrated, very sad, very, very lost when after having a long frustrated day at office, he comes back home, you acknowledge what he's feeling and you ask him, what happened? How was your day? The curiosity to know why he's feeling so and so in order to help him make things that makes him happy, do things that make him happy, you know small gestures and respecting boundaries. Some people have some people very are very aware of what they like and what they don't. Some people do not like being talked in public, like like for example, like I had a client which I was dealing with a year ago, and she had a peaceful relationship with her husband. She had a peaceful relationship uh, with her kids and everything. But she was so frustrated. She was so anxious all the time because, and every time every time there was a public gathering, every time there was a get together in her family, she would panic. She would make 100 reasons to avoid. She would make so many situations. She would like make up so many situations to let them know that she can't make it up or she can't come. And if it's unavoidable for her to go, she's so anxious that she's shivering, she can't talk. And when I spoke to her, when we sat down and we discussed what's going on, why you feel so and so, what happened, that's when I came to know that her her in-laws are very, very are very commenting, like they comment on her clothes, they comment, her past experiences has been such that they've commented on her clothes, have commented on her skin tone, have commented on her the way she eats, sits and everything in front of the public. And that has made her feel so embarrassed and so immune to situation. Every time there's a gathering on her side of the family, she's so insecure, she's so scared that she wants to avoid it, she doesn't want to go. And when we sat down and we realized this is what happened in the past, and that this is why she doesn't want to go and she needs to really work on it. This cannot happen. Every time she can't avoid going out, every time she can't avoid meeting people with their company. It Now it is her in-laws, later it'll be somebody else, later it'll be somebody else. So she needs to work on it. So boundaries. This is where boundaries come in. Clear boundaries. Listen, I really respect your opinion, but uh, please do not judge me on this and this and this. Please do not judge on my physical appearances. It really makes me upset. One sentence. Just put it across them and let them know that it really hurts you. Let them know that you feel disrespected and they will stop. Unless and until you don't show what are the boundaries, until and until you don't put a clear line to which people can cross and not cross, they will not know. You need to stop what is hurting you. And that will happen when you communicate. First step, talk to your partner, tell them this and this happened, work on it, how you can avoid it, how you can work on it, and be assertive. Be assertive, let them know your boundaries. It's important and strengthens the bond. All this will strengthen your bond in the end. And when you communicate, when you are openly communicating, when you are have open minded, when you're open to feedbacks, whenever that life throws challenges at you, you're able to navigate life challenges. You're able to figure it out together. And yeah, open and honest talks always saves time, right, from misunderstandings. The more you push it, the more misunderstandings. So open and honest talks any day. And trust. How do you build trust with your partner? Like you need to share. Some people are so hesitant about sharing their struggles. They don't want to let their partner know what happened, why it happened. They just want to keep everything by themselves. Unless and until you don't share it with them, how will they know your struggle, what you went through, what happened in your past, why you're behaving in a way that this happened, right? And trust me, sharing will only lead to respect and strength. It is not embarrassing. It shows how confident you are that you are here, how you've overcome all those struggles. If your partner is judgmental, it's not about you, it's about them, right? If she's more judging, she'll judge me that I'm weak. She'll judge me I'm like this. She'll judge me that I'm mama's boy. It's not about you, it's about her. That's how she thinks. So don't keep everything by yourself, thinking that she judges you a lot. So this any day are the main challenges in our day-to-day life, misunderstandings. Like I said in the previous slide, like the moment you know that there is some kind of differences, there is some kind of agree arguing in your relationship, and you think that she said because of this, she said because she wanted this. Instead of assuming and making a whole movie in your mind, please reach out to your partner and clear it out ASAP. Because if you deny it for a day one, day two, day three, it will lead to a bigger mountain of frustration, bigger mountain of argument, and it will just come out like a volcano, all burst out. So clear it out in the very first level. Lack of active listening. Sometimes you just want to talk, 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 talk. There's no listening. You don't give a chance for the partner to listen because you just need to just vent it out. You just need to remove your frustration. You're so frustrated with everything what has happened in your past, what he did last time, what he did last year, what happened, who commented what. You just keep blabbering to yourself that you stop listening. Talk it, let it know, vent it out, and then give your partner a chance to tell. It goes same for the men and the women. Hear it out, hear them out, let them know that their opinions also matters to them, their feedback also matters to them. No matter what I say, it's okay, she doesn't really matter to her. No matter what I do, what I say, it's the least interesting thing. Like she'll listen to me, like she'll value it. It's okay, let me keep it to myself. This is what your partner feels. Let them know that you're listening to them. And listen, like you need to firstly, like what are your triggers, right? If you know what are your triggers, work towards it. In a conflict, what happens? There's a situation, and if you are the calmer person, let your partner talk. Let your partner say whatever they want. Hold back your opinion. Hold back your what you feel, what you think for a minute, and just hear them out. Just listen to them, what they have to say. Like I said, sometimes in counseling, you don't have to tell anything, you don't have to do anything, you just need to listen. hear them out, and that itself is healing part. Same goes with the husbands. Just listen to your wife. Sometimes they don't need an explanation. They don't need an solution to the problem. They just need an acknowledgement that you heard them, that you understood them, that you know what they're feeling it. So just hear them out. And once you feel that you've heard, your message has been sent, that your partner has understood what she said, what he said, that itself is more than enough. Half of the time, half of the conflict is resolved at the very second stage. You know, that acknowledgement itself is done. Khalas, khatam. Episode is over. Move on. He's heard and he values my feelings, and that's more than enough for me, right? We all feel that. And emotional barriers. We all go through this emotional roller coaster. Please, please do not use this as your coping technique. I know so many women out there. Even I was once upon a time like this, where every time there was a conflict, every time there's a conflict and there's an argument, and the moment the argument starts, the partner starts crying. The partner is so upset what is making her feel, the feel because of the feeling. We just cry and cry and cry. There's no talking. There is absolutely no interaction. You use emotions as your shield, and you just want to become the victim card that I always feel like this. I always feel misunderstood. I'm always the bad person. You know, I never feel hurt. I never feel, I always let it go. I'm the one who's always compromising. And you keep doing that to your sister. Okay. Am I louder now? I'm sorry, I missed out on your messages.
Yes, ma'am.
So don't use your emotion as your barrier. When you're angry, take a break. Do not talk to your partner. When you're frustrated, do not talk to your partner. If something is making you upset, if the way he's telling something, if during a conflict when you are addressing an issue and it is making you upset, take a break. Do not talk at that point of time. There is anger, frustration, and when you are emotional, do not talk because you are not logically thinking. You're not open to expectation. You're not open to feedbacks at that point of time. So take a break. The next day you can talk over it. If there is this famous Hindi में there's a कहावत that goes on like this. खुशी में कभी वादा नहीं करना, गुस्से में कभी फैसला नहीं करना. So whenever you're angry, do not talk because when you're angry, the decisions you take in an anger leads to loss, leads to a disaster. That has happened in past. We've all seen it. We've all known it. So don't use that as an emotional barrier. Every time you feel like that, take a break. Do not talk. Do not confront it at that point of time. And so those are the few challenges that we all feel. Misunderstandings lead to conflicts. Lack of listening leads to conflicts. Emotional barriers. When you're angry, when you're frustrated, do not talk to your partners. When I say real world examples, I would like to share a few case studies like, but we're out of time. Yeah. So let's get into the strategies that we can use in order to enhance your connection with your partner. Spend quality time together. Take out time for each other at least once a week. Have this time that is set aside only for you to, I mean, because every day is so hectic for all of us. It's very difficult. If it's very difficult for you guys to take out time for yourself every day, at least take a time out in the weekends. Let it be half an hour, let it be 20 minutes to 30 minutes to an hour. Take some time for yourself. Prioritize your company with each other. Spend time. Let it be just having a tea together. If you can take out time, go on for a walk after dinner every day. Keep that time aside for yourself. That way, you're telling your partner that you value them, that you value a relationship. It's like connecting time. Connect before you correct. I'm sure most of you have heard this in the parenting workshops that is often used, but I feel that it also applies in your relationships. Only if you connect, you'll be able to correct your partner, right? So the connection part is very important in order to able to navigate challenges, in order to tackle different difficulties in the future. So you need to connect. Use the opportunities in your good days to connect to your partner, so you're able to to co- use the energy to resolve conflicts in the future. Challenges will come in every relationship, sometimes with each other, sometimes outside the relationship, sometimes with the kids, sometimes with whatever reasons and different situations, conflicts will arise. And you need to be able to tackle it together with an open conversation, with an open feedback, with expression, telling your opinion without fear of being judged. And all that will happen if you're connected to your partner. So small things really matter. Make a roadmap for your relationship. Take time for yourself. Spend time together. Because couple who grow together have a long lasting relationship, right? So with times, obviously, change is certain, no doubt. You are going to change. Your partner is going to change. We're all going to change at one point or the other. And to embrace that change, know your partner better. Connect to them. Learn new things, like basic things. Change the home decor together. Just plan things out. Let's do this. Let's put this color on this wall. Let's change the curtains to this. A small conversation. Sit down and plan certain things. Just spending time together. So you're planning ahead. So that way you're connecting. Just grab a chance whenever you get to work with your partner. Just grab a chance to do things. If you have to help her in the kitchen, just go ahead if you're free. If you have to take her to the shopping, just go. It's not about getting her things. Yeah, that is also mandatory, but that way you get to, it's a win-win situation. She gets her things done, and also you get to spend time with her. So it's a win-win for both of them. So enjoy each other's company. Every time you get a chance, grab it and spend time with your partner. Treasure time together. It's very important. Mm, Small gesture, like it's a very small thing. Make a habit of gifting your partner something. Some people are, like I said, some people are introverts, some people are extroverts. Not everyone are able to express their love effectively. But if in a relationship, if the female is the extrovert, and if the husband is an introvert, to all the ladies out there, don't be discouraged that your husband never expresses anything to you, and you're always the one who's always gifting, you're always the one who's always expressing, and that's how he is. Respect his personality, respect his feelings. Know that even if he's not able to do it, he's there for you. He's done so many things for you in the past. So if you are the one who's expressive, go out, get him small gifts, show him that you love, show him you matter. And it's also a sunnah, right, to gift each other once in a year. Make it an habit. In order to remember better, make it Ramzan or Bakrid that you give something to your partners. Even if it's a dress, even if it's a ring, even if it's a bag, something. Get something for your partner. Make them feel valued. We can make it a small habit. Once a year, you give something to your partner. And unrealistic expectations. Yeah, stop. We need to stop. That's the biggest hurdle in every relationship. Mother, father, daughter, mom, daughter, husband, wife. Unrealistic expectations. The moment we cut down ourselves from that, you are more happy. You are more peaceful because you have less expectations. It's his job to it's her job to cook, it's her job to go do that, it's her job to do this, it's her job on her kid's responsibility. No, it's not. There's no rule book as such. So resist bringing unrealistic expectations just because our parents did, just because his parents did, just because our society has done it. Break all the barriers, create a positive environment in your house. These are the small things that will connect to you before your to your partners. When you have a stronger foundation, right, no matter how hard the storm is, no matter how harsh the storm is, you still stand through. Why I'm emphasizing on small things is small things really matter in a relationship, not the big things, not doing luxury, not doing the big massive things for your partner. Small things, quality time, non-verbal communication, the power of touch, all these really matter. Um, let's do a quick uh, activity together. Just to get a clarity about yourself. Grab a quick pen and pencil, pen and paper for yourself, and let's do this. Or in your phones, wherever. The moment the moment you put down your thoughts on the paper, you are more clearer. These things must be so silly and so small that you know everything about it. But when you sit down and think about it, you realize that, damn, I didn't know this really works. You get a clarity. So it's a small thing, but let's do it. Do it for yourself. Everybody, it's more like a small introspection, right? So write down three things you like about your partner. Can be anything that you like about your partner. Sometimes we know this, and this, but subconsciously we're not aware of it. So it's important to write down, jot down the points to get a clarity. And three things you dislike about your relationship. Yeah, everyone's done. Can I get a thumbs up with the first two part? Can I get a thumbs up? Are you all done? Why have you all? Oh, cool. So, so what do you like to do with your partner? To visit a beautiful place, plan a road trip, buy a gift for each other. Choose one of the options from the three. Let's do it. It's going to be fun. This is for yourself. Yeah. And then after that, right below that, write what you like about each other. When you go, why you want to go to a beautiful place, what you like about them. And if you were to buy a gift for him, what would you like to buy a gift for him? There are also a lot of options that do fun activities like cooking, baking, cycling, whatever. Just write it down what you want to do with them. Right? Take a screenshot of this. If you've if you've written it down, take a paper after this workshop, show it to your partner. Let them know this and this. Show it to them. Let them know what you like about them. After that, let them also know what you dislike about them. If that can be worked around, great. If we can work it out together, great. And let them also know that you really look forward to do this and this with him. And that way, you add on, it's a value added thing. You're so busy, we're so occupied in our own lives, the work, the kids, if the women's are working, home, work, balancing everything, we miss out on on our own relationship. A cup is so empty. A small gesture like this really adds value. It's like a shining star, letting them know that they value, letting them know that they're so caring, they're so empathetic, you know. Please try, please do try. Let your partners know what you wrote about them. Let them know, show it to them. If you didn't take a screenshot of this, do it with your partner. Give him or a pen, give him a paper, get yourself a paper and do it together if you haven't done it now. It really brings a clarity. Active listening, and the active listening is not just like you're just sitting and you're grounding and you're listening to your partner. Yeah, yeah, tell me. Yeah, I'm listening, I'm listening. No, that's not about it. That's so discouraging. Never do that. When your partner is talking, please show respect. Have an eye contact. Sit straight. Show up interesting posture. Show a genuine interest. And please, again, do not use your phones while your partner is talking to you. It's very disrespectful. Avoid calls. Avoid calls. Avoid interaction with others. Sit down and just listen to them. Show respect to their opinion. Show respect to what they're saying. You may like it, you may not like it, but listen to them first. And, also like generally it happens with a lot of people. You're just talking and you're just like listening to me. And after you're listening to me with that crooked smile. Yeah, tell me, I'm listening. Yeah. Never do that. In so many of the workshops that I've attended, so many speakers have emphasized on small things like this, like making this side smile or rolling your eyes when the partner is speaking. Even if you don't like it, don't do it. Have a sense of respect. Show some kind of respect to your partner. Just listen to them. Show respect to their opinion. Maybe right, maybe wrong. May not necessarily be that you will like what they're saying, but listen to them. They're a human being and respect their values and feelings. So please keep this in mind when your partner is talking next time. Have a eye contact, show up, show a straightforward face, listen to them out, nod, show a genuine interest in what they're saying, even if it's rubbish, even if it is not you wanted to hear, just hear them out first. And then you can sort it out later. After active listening, you got to see this. Hafsa, please tell me if it's audible.
No, ma'am. It's not audible.
Wait just a minute. It's not?
No, mom.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm not sure if the video has subtitles, but yeah.
It's gonna be okay.
No? No one's able to hear
Now
it?
it's audible. Now it's audible, mom.
Okay. It's a beautiful video. Please watch it.
Which way to the train station? A whole trip planned for us. Hey, who's ticklish, huh? Here comes the tickle monster. Hey, bing bong. Oh, here's a fun game. You point to the train station and I'll go there. Sorry they took your rock. They took something that you loved. It's gone forever. Sadness. Don't make him feel worse. It's all he had left of Riley. I bet you're. Oh, they were wonderful. Once we flew back in time, we had breakfast twice that day. Sounds amazing. I bet Riley liked it. Oh, she did. We were best friends.
What a powerful message, isn't it? The moment the elephant felt hurt, the moment the elephant felt that feelings, somebody understood him, what he was going through, he felt so much better. After listening out to your partner, uh, I have a friend who always says that, I have so many conflicts, I have so many issues that's going on, and it's really challenging for me. But you know what helps me the most? My husband always hears me out. I After a long frustrated day, the moment I go home, we're on the bed, I just share it all to him. And he just hears me out and he tells me that, yeah, I mean, he just acknowledges how difficult it was for me. He just acknowledges how hard it was for me. And that's it. And I'm done. I'm over over the fear, over the frustration, over the stress. I feel so much lighter the moment he acknowledges my feeling, the moment it is I feel I'm heard, I feel I'm understood. I feel so much better. I don't need a solution to the problem. I move on. This is what she always says, no matter how many difficult times she's always been in. And that really works. It's beautiful to be able to live with a partner like that. And empathy plays a crucial role. For time being, keep your feelings aside, keep your judgments aside, what you feel, what you think, and just know what your partner is going through. Just get onto their shoes and live there, think in their perspective, feel in their perspective, and tada, it's magic. It really plays like a magic in others' life. After watching the video, does anybody relate to it? How important it is? Anyone? Honey?
Yes, yeah, it's. I can relate to it, but I feel as you told about your friend, I experienced this with my daughter as well. At school, she comes home. She has sometimes good times, sometimes she has a little, conflicts like among their friends. So once she expresses her emotions, she's feeling quite contented and she's happy what sad face she has. I just give a ear. Sometimes I put my opinion, or as I said, I empathize with her. But yeah, I feel it really helps a lot, so I think it helps a lot I've seen that in my daughter, so definitely that should continue, I feel, inshallah.
Yeah, honey. I'm glad you've also already figured it out that it works with your daughter. So now that she's having a tough time in her life, you just have to hear her out and it'll make her feel better. Anybody who want to include empathy in your relationship? Anybody else who wants to add what Hani said? Or who really wants to include empathy in their relationship, which is lacking? All right. So, just summarizing few things. Our attention span is so short that we need to keep repeating things over and over again in order to remember for a longer period of time. There's so much to talk, there's so much to discuss, but I think I need to be a little quick because we are running out of time. So, yeah, active listening. Please hear them out. Show genuine interest when your partner is speaking, talking, telling, whatever. Just hear them out. Okay. After active listening, see if you can show empathy. Let them know that, yeah, I know it's hard. I know it must be so difficult for you. Show empathy if you can. Give feedbacks if you can in a very positive way. If it's not the case, have an open dialogue. If what your partner said, you do not agree with what your partner said, have an open dialogue. Encourage conversation. Can I talk? Start with something like this. So, are you done? Can I talk now? Right. Listen, what you said, so and so, so and so. I really respect what you said, but it does not add value to me. It really hinders my self-respect. How can we work towards it? I do not agree with what you said. It may be your opinion. I value your opinion, but I feel disrespected. Have an open dialogue. Let them know what you feel. Let them know your boundaries. Let them know that really impacts you, right? Have an open dialogue. Talk to them. And then come up with a conflict resolution techniques. One of the most important part that you can use here is I. Always use I. Put yourself first. Do not in during the conversations, don't use sentences like you always do this, you never do this, you shouldn't do that, you don't do that, you do this. When you do that, when you start speaking like this, your partner becomes defensive. They start defending themselves. I never said this. You remember that time this happened? I didn't do that. You remember that time? This is how it happened. You were the wrong person. You were the one who spoke out loudly. You were so rude. So the whole argument, the whole thing goes on to the next uh altogether topic. There's a different topic altogether. You move on when you do this. So your partners become defensive. You start defending. That's a natural thing. Every time somebody tells you you're so rude, you are so aggressive, you start defending yourself. That's a natural human characteristics. So avoid using it. Always tell, I feel disrespected. I feel embarrassed. I feel avoided. I feel lonely. Put yourself first. Let your partner know that you feel so and so. Because unless and until you don't say it, they will never know it. There is no magic book for them to read your minds. Please get that clear. He should know it. She should know already about it. We've already spent so many years together. She already knows it. Why should I always put it across? Why should I always say no? Bring a clarity. There's no harm in putting a message across. There is no expensive way to tell it. It's basic. It's just your way of telling. There's a famous quote, I want to quote another thing that I personally include in my life, that it's not what you say, it's how you say it. Some people, their personalities are such that even if they say the sweetest thing, it sounds so rude, you know. So the way you talk really matters. Use a soft tone when you're telling, when you are expressing, when you are coming with a technique. Give soft tone. Let them know what matters to you, how it should be done. Put your opinion across, and please be open to excuses. I did because of like that. I did because this and this happened. I did because of this. I usually don't do it. Don't use excuses. If you've done it, accept it. If there's a mistake from your side, accept it. It's not a matter of embarrassment, but a matter of respect, that you acknowledged and you are ready to accept your mistakes. You become a bigger person. Because usually people think that by letting them know your weakness, by letting them know that your weakness, then you'll be judged as a wrong person. You'll be judged, and next time they're going to pinpoint it. No, but become a bigger person by letting them know, yeah, mistake has happened. I won't do it again. I'm sorry. You are the bigger person here, not them. And for all the things to happen, connect with your partner, connect to them on daily basis, spend some time together, have some quality time together. So, yeah, try again. Issues are always going to be there. Just put in extra effort, but most importantly, do not leave unresolved issues. I really emphasize one thing again after the phone thing. Like, don't use your phones while talking to your partner. And second, if there is a conflict, resolved in the same day before you go to sleep. Sort it out, clear it, and go to sleep. Yeah, if you are really angry, if you don't want to talk about it, if you feel that if you talk about it now, it may be very, it may turn out aggressive, it may turn out bad, don't talk about it. But if you think you can talk about it, if you think your partner is also in the right state of mind, if your partner is also ready to hear it out, sort it out before the next day start. Resolve it on the same day. Don't carry it to the next day. And connect before you correct. Connecting to your partner, small things, do small actful things. Make favorite dinner for your partner, even if it's a cup of tea. Small gestures will connect to you better. Be genuine when you're adjusting. Let them know that you're making small adjustments in the family. We all come up with different, when you get married, you should know that they've grown up in a different environment. You've grown up in a different environment. We've had different exposures, different experiences. He may not think the same way as you, and she may not think the same way as she. There may be so many instances that she's adjusting in your family, she's adjusting in the culture, she's adjusting in so many ways with your mother, with your father, and let them know your genuine adjustments that you're doing for them, for yourself. It's not that you're showing you are, you are just doing a thinking it'll make them feel that you're doing a favor on them. No, genuine adjustments need to be known. Let them know about it. And the very first, and the people who are going to get married or on the early stage of marriage, please clarify your expectations. If you have unrealistic expectations, let me break it down to you. You're going to be on loss. It's not going to help you. Please go with an empty cup. Don't have a mountain full of expectations that this is how it's going to be. I want him to be like this. I want our lives to be like that. The moment you visualize something and go, and if it does not happen, it's really frustrating. So avoid having higher expectations. And positive reinforcement in lives is so important, not just with your husband and your wife, with everybody, with all kind of relationships. Acknowledge, appreciate a small gesture. Let the past let the person know that, thank you so much for doing this for me. Thank you so much for coming home that day. I really needed that. Thank you so much for sending dinner for me. I was really not able to make it that day. A small positive reinforcement can helps you connect with the person better. Always appreciate. Bring a positivity in your talk. Bring a positivity in your environment. Let it be your mother, your sister, your friends. Appreciate their small efforts, and they will feel so connected to you. They will feel like it'll make them so happy that I did this out of the blue, and she was so thankful to it. She was so happy about it, and I'm glad I did this for her, and I'm glad I did this for him. So yeah, celebrate small victories. If your husband has done something great in his work and he lets you know, do something for him. Celebrate the small victories. So next time something like that happens, he should be eager to come back to you and let you know, because you are the first person who celebrates his victory. So small achievements, small victories, yeah, it's a thumbs up. Like uh, like Hani was telling, she has a daughter who has a school going daughter. So Hani, celebrate small victories of your daughter. It really, really has a big positive impact on her. It'll make her confident, it'll make her proud of herself, it'll encourage her to do better. Even if it's scoring a 1 mark higher in her studies, celebrate the small victories. Celebrate the project that she did in 1 day. It really matters. Celebrate small victories. And in that way, you're also creating memories for them, right? And one thing, okay, this is very important. If you're all aware of silent treatment, who've all gone through it. Anybody who's gone through this? And if you know what is silent treatment, okay, somebody has said that we are in a state where we have forgotten what we like and dislike, and it is just going on. That, who is this? Can I know? PNP. Okay, I'll get back to you. Somebody sent a message, right? That on that, in the end, we'll discuss about this. Silent treatment is the worst thing that can happen to anybody. During the conflict, whenever there's a conflict, there's certain things that should not be doing in a relationship. Please avoid it. Avoid giving a silent treatment to your partner. What is silent treatment? For people who don't know it, every time there's a conflict, you and the husband and the wife, there's an argument, the wife is shut down completely. She doesn't talk. I mean, it can happen vice versa. The husband can also do it. There's no talking, there is no communication, there's just negative vibes. You're just banging the door, you're banging the vessels, you're so frustrated with your body language, and that kind of behavior can go on for days. Please, please don't do it. Even if it's hard, even if it's something that you cannot communicate, use the help of a counselor. If you can't do it by yourself, but don't do it. There was this girl that I was working with few years ago, and it's it's a real example. It's a real life example, to just to know for you guys to what extent silent treatment can go on to. It was not with her husband. So this newly married couple, newly married girl in early stage of marriage, she told me that initially what happened that she was staying with her in-laws and her mother-in-law was very dominant in everything that she did. And being the new girl in the family, she just abided to what she said and everything. And everything there was every time there was a disagreement in the house, she would go silent. There was a cold war. Like she would just shut herself for days. Like her mother-in-law's not talking to anybody. She's just banging the doors. She's not eating on time. She's not responding to anybody. And she said that initially I ignored. I was like, it's okay, it's her thing. Why should I really, get into it? And over the period of time, she kept seeing and seeing and seeing, and that kind of created a fear in her heart. And that fear kept building. And she always validated her feelings, even if she liked or disliked what she said. And in order to avoid, because she was so scared, if I do something wrong, she's going to behave like this. And it's so scary. I don't want that to happen. I don't want her to stop talking to me. I don't want to look like a bad girl. So let me just give in. And at one point of time, what happened? She and her mother in law had a conflict, had differences in opinion. And when that happened, her mother in law went off the show. She went off the show. She started giving the cold vibes. She was in the Cold War, silent treatment. She was not talking for days. She was not responding. And everyone in the house is blaming her that because of her, she's doing like this. Because of her, she's not eating. Because of her, she's not doing this. She's just crying. And so she's just crying loudly in order to gain attention. Talking about the mother in law. So that girl felt targeted, even if she was not wrong, even if she was not, it was not her mistake. The fear that was accumulated to her over the years built on, kept building on, and when her mother-in-law started behaving like this, she got so scared. She was so scared that. Uh, that she will behave like this and I will be judged and I did like this. I've never done this before. I've never really questioned her what will happen. She was so scared and she was so anxious that she started getting panic attacks. She started getting panic attacks. She was not able to think clearly. The panic attacks would go on for 10 to 15 minutes on a stretch. It was very bad. It was very bad. I've personally helped her, personally dealt with her, and she's told me that what impact it has had on her whenever she got panic attack, that she would cry she would cry so badly that she would stop breathing at one point of time. She was so scared of her behavior. It's a very it's when you hear it out, I'm sure it sounds very small thing, but it will have a great impact on somebody. Like just like this, I realized that silent treatment has like bad impact on people and it can lead to a disaster to an extent that somebody is having a panic attack is very bad. So this is a case study, may not happen to everybody, so don't freak it out. What I'm trying to tell is avoid silent treatment. It's not healthy in a relationship. Don't do it. If you have a problem, confront it, sort it out. Going on a silent zone, just muting yourself won't help. Discuss it. Let your partner know. Have open conversation. Don't mute yourself up. It's not going to help anybody, neither you, neither her. And don't judge your partner. He is lazy. He's always late. Find out why and so is happening. When you are when there is a conflict resolution, don't judge your partner. Assuming a lot of things, pushing things under the rugs. Don't we all do? Everything, something small things happens, we just push it under the rug. It's okay, just let it go. It's okay, just sabr. It's okay, sabr. It's okay, sabr. Let it go. It's fine. It's fine. ignore. When you push things under the rug, it all builds up and becomes a mountain full of conflicts. And it's all going to come out like a volcano one day. So don't do that. And learn from your arguments. Just sit down and see the previous argument that you had with your partner. What actually happened? What actually triggered? What made you upset? What made him upset? Just sit down. If it's worse, if you don't want to think about it, don't want to talk about it, it's okay. But when you're right in the right state of mind, just sit down and ponder over it. It'll help you. And during the whole process, keep calm, be gentle, and try to respect the other person's feeling. Respect them. Look at them as the other human being. Respect their values because they've had different life experiences. They've had different past. He or she may not think exactly the way you are. Okay, and please don't take your relationships for granted. Don't take it lightly. uh, we move on, we get so occupied in life, we get so occupied in everything that we forget to ponder over our relationship, we forget to ponder over our lives and take things for granted, and that is the very beginning of conflicts. And when you are having a conflict, when you are sorting out a conflict, please focus on the issue, not the person. Attacking personal attacks on the behavior, personal attacks on the situation, personal attacks on the family won't help you, won't help him. It's going to worsen the situation. Whatever it is, just be truthful and honest. You didn't like it, you didn't like it. It was disrespectful? Yes, it was. Be truthful no matter what it was. If you didn't like something about themselves, be honest, be upfront and tell it. you know Use courage over fear. Sometimes you're so scared to confront it, we just push things under the rug. It's not going to help. It's going to add further loss in the future. It's all going to add up, and then it's going to be worse. Don't push things under the rugs. Then and then clarify it and finish it off. Move on in life. Don't hold on to the grudges, don't hold on to things, don't have a heavy heart. If it's possible, if it's possible a lot of speakers emphasize this a lot during the relationship counseling, that have this rule, this relationship rule, that you sort out the issue the same day before you go to the bed. Before you sleep, before the next day starts, the issue is sorted. Don't go to the bed before sorting out your issues. If you can do that, please include in your daily life. And so I have a quick um, thing to do with you all. Can we all do this together, please? This is very important. Just grab a paper again and start writing what I say. Are you all with me? Can I get a thumbs up at least to know if you're all with me? A yes, a no. Can we do this? So this is called a behavior change plan, right? There's certain things that we all need to change about ourselves, but we've never thought about it. We always expect it from the other person. You should be this, you should be that, but fill your cup first before you expect the change from others. Let's start from ourselves first. We take ourselves also for granted. We don't ponder upon our feelings, ponder upon our mental health. And I personally really, really emphasize on women's mental health. It is so important. Only if the women of our house, women of our lives are happy, are mentally satisfied, only then they'll be able to help their kids, they'll help their families better, they'll be able to fill the cups of others better. And it is so uh, discouraged, women more than men. I feel women go through extreme stress. They are so depressed at one point of their lives, and nobody knows it all. If you all are aware of postpartum depression is real. A lot of women go through it, and they don't know what to do about it. They mute themselves up again and holding all to themselves together, and one day it all bursts out in a different way. So women's mental health is so, so, so important. If there are men in this workshop who are listening to me, please, please acknowledge your wives, your sisters, your mothers' mental health. If they are stressed, they're anxious, they are please talk to them. Ask them what happened, how they are feeling, why they are feeling so and so. It will really help. So let's do this quickly, and I'll tell you why we're doing this. So it's called a behavior change plan. We usually do this with the clients whenever we have uh, a couples with us who are working, and when they'll ask, why do we need to change ourselves? There's no need for to change. I mean, there's no need for me to change. There is absolutely nothing that I want to work on myself. But there will be something that your partner does not like about you. There will be something you don't like about him. And we all know it. And you all need to work towards it. Nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect. No relationship is perfect. We need to work towards it. A successful marriage will only happen if you work through the differences. So quickly just think about it. What is the behavior what behavior do I want to change in yourself? What is that one thing that you want to change about yourself? And what will happen if you no longer do this behavior? What can I do to start preparing the change? I'm sure there was a reason why you all attended this workshop, right? You all want to work in your marriage. You all want to enhance your relationship. You want to improve in your communication styles. You want to see deeper in the problem that you're facing in your relationship, and start writing these. Some things you may not even know that is there in your mind, and it'll just come out. Just start writing these things, these points, and it'll help you get a clarity in your mind. And if in your relationship, if you want to change something, what is that you want to change in a relationship? What steps can you take to make this happen? What can other people do to help me change my behavior? When I say other people, your partner. How will I know how will I know that I'm making a progress? What should I do if I start going backwards? If there's an argument again and you behave the same way, what should you do? And what is something I can do today to start changing my behavior? To work for a positive, healthy relationship, what you can do to start today, right? Once the workshop is over, if it is possible for you, it's a very small thing. It's a very, very small thing. Take a piece of paper Put a message for your partners. Just let them know something about them that you like. I like your smile. Thank you for making my day. I love the way you take care of me. Something, just in a small piece of paper, just write down something for your partner, a line or two, and give it to them. Just see, after reading, just look at the smile that they have on their face. If they're away from you, if they're not around you in a physical distance, send a message. Do that. That's the smallest thing that you can do. Just look at the smile that they have on their face, because love is an action. It needs to be expressed verbally, non-verbally. It needs to be expressed. Until you don't show it, it's not going to enhance your relationship. Express it verbally, non-verbally. Somebody sent a message saying that we've forgotten what we like and dislike. You know, it's really sad, but that's how our parents also lived, right? In life, we get so occupied with kids, we get so occupied with our work, home, everything, forget about each other. So apparently in your marriage, in a marital phase, the different stages. So the first stage is the honeymoon phase, then there is the early phase, early parenthood phase, and so many phases. And the last comes the sunset phase in the marriage. And when the sunset phase comes, you both are so distant from each other because over the period of time, you've forgotten about each other. It's always been about the kids, it's always been about the work, it's always been about something or the other. You've just forgotten about each other. In the end, everything is gone. Your kids have moved on, your kids are married, your kids are abroad, your kids are working, your families are, became nuclear, everything is changed. In the end, it's just you, your husband, and your wife. And when you are in the sunset phase, it is so depressing. It is so lonely because you can't connect to each other because you've forgotten who are each other. So don't go to that phase like this. If that is the state of your life, if that is the state of your marital life, work towards it. Ask your partner what she likes, what you can get for her. Ask your partner if she wants to go out. Ask your partner if he needs a break. Make time, make efforts for your partners, connect deeply, but please make sure you don't enter the sunset phase with loneliness and depression, because old age itself is lonely and depressing, and you need a supportive partner to get there. When you get there, remember you're there for your partner, you're there for yourselves. His parents will move on, her parents will move on. They may be there, they may not be there. But what you will have, your kids will also move on. What you will have at the end is your partners. So work towards it. Make ways for a long lasting relationships. You are here, you're married, you're together, like it or not like it. How about we make it positive? How about we make it loving? How about we create a home of love and affection, right? So let's work towards this. It's not rocket science, it's not difficult. We can all do it, we can all achieve it. And sometimes there are certain things that you can't really express it together. Have an you can't talk to your partner. It's really complicated. Take a professional help, reach out to a counselor, take an appointment, have a session or two, and work towards it. If you need a third person who is non-judgmental, who will just hear you out, who knows no who doesn't belong to your family, because that's the thing, right? We're scared to tell anything to anybody because you're scared that you'll be judged. You'll be scared that you'll be judged as a bad wife or a grumpy husband or whatever. You're scared that to be judged. And counselors' first ethic is to be non-judgmental. And the moment you step out of the counseling room, we don't know each other. We move on. We don't talk anything about each other outside the counseling room. So if there are certain things that you can't handle by yourself, take a professional help. We're all different. We're all unique, and everybody matters. Everybody's mental health matters. Don't let small things become big. Resolve it at the very base level. And yeah, get discipline in your life. Include small things like avoid being judgmental. Don't use you statements. Use I statement. I felt hurt. I felt bad. Don't use your don't start your conversations like you are horrible. You did this to me. You are rude. Don't use you statement. That leads to defensiveness. Listen to your partner. Empathize to your partner. When you are managing conflicts, the first step is when there's a conflict arises, first step is calm down. See if you're angry, if you're in the right state of mind. If you can talk about it, then confront it. If you can't, take a break. Don't talk when you're angry. Don't talk when you're crying. Don't talk when you're emotional. It'll lead to a bigger loss. Talk it out. Confront it. Use courage over fear. Confront it, no matter how bad, how harsh it may sound to your partner. Confront it. Then go to the solution part. See how you can sort it out, how you can make sure this does not happen again. Most of us have conflicts in parenting styles. Sit down and talk about it. What you think and what he thinks may be different, but see how you can work it out together, right? So, marriage is all about that. There are going to be conflicts, there are going to be differences, but what makes you unique is how you work through your marriage, how you work through it. It's a beautiful journey. Marriage is lovely. Marriage is beautiful. Make a happy home, make a positive home, be an inspiration to your kids. And I found this, I randomly came across this video and it really it's a beautiful message that it gives you. I want all of you all to watch this. Before you watch this video, know that you are all unique, you're all going through your own life challenges, and you will do great. You'll be able to conquer it, you'll be able to achieve whatever you want. Let's see this video.
Pencil's tale. Once upon a time, an old pencil maker took his newest pencil aside just before he was about to pack him into a box. Imagining the little fellow as a person, he recalled a few things about the pencil. There are 5 things you need to know, he said to his pencil, before I send you out into the world. Always remember these 5 things. Never forget them. And you will become the best pencil you can be. The first thing is to remember that you will be able to do many great things, but only if you put yourself in someone else's hands. From time to time, you will experience a painful sharpening, but remember that this will make you a better pencil. Also, keep in mind that you will be able to correct any mistakes you might make along the way. And the most important part of you is what's on the inside. And remember this as well. On every surface that you are used, you must leave your mark. No matter what else happens, you must continue to write. It seemed the pencil listened to him and promised he would remember these 5 things so that he could live his life with heart and purpose. You see, in life, in your life, put yourself in someone else's hand. Embrace challenges for growth. Learn from mistakes. Value inner qualities. And leave a positive mark on the world. And you too can become the best pencil there is. This was the pencil's tale, and this is there to the motivation. Thank you so much for watching.
Let's all be that beautiful pencil and live life with a purpose and happiness. Anybody who has a question?
Yes, thank you all of you for being with us until now. Now we'll have a Q&A session. Participants, chat box is open. Kindly drop your questions. And participants who want to unmute and address their query, kindly raise your hand.
Anybody who's having a difficult situation, who needs to get a clarity, or who has a question, anything, we're open to that. I'm sorry, we are already ahead of time, but we can do it. Umehani, be your best self first. I know your husband may not be able to empathize just the way you did, but I'm sure it'll leave a positive remark on him, right? You are aware of why empathy is important. You are aware of why empathy is needed in life, and he may not be knowing it. He may not be knowing how to do it. He may not be knowing the importance of it, but you know it. So do it. Go ahead, be empathetic in your relationship and see how it creates a sense of positivity in your life. It's important to give before you expect something in return. Jazakallah khair, Tasneem, Banu. Thank you so much. It means a lot. I'm glad you all enjoyed the session. Yeah, definitely. I would love to have one such session for teenagers. Oh, that's a very important topic, I guess. Handling your daughters in adolescence. So, can I get a thumbs up if thumbs up for telling me? So, I need a promise, not a promise exactly, but can I get an acknowledgement or confirmation from you guys that let me know? Can you repeat what you want to put up to a husband in the session, please? Anything, Fatima. Just send a small message to your husband. Let them know. Take a small piece of paper, write a message for them. It can be anything, like whatever you like about him or whatever he did for you in the past or any small thing. Just write it down, give it to him. A small letter. It can be, and by the way, you can also go on for pages if you want. A small token of love and appreciation. So let's all be that beautiful pencil. Let's all learn, enjoy the process, overcome the difficulties, inshallah. And I'm sure you're all going to be wonderful partners. You're all going to be wonderful people. I'm so sorry, Marfa. I'm sure there's a recording. You're all going to do great. The fact that the first initiative was taken to join, take out time, attend the workshop itself shows that your efforts matters. So yeah, I'm so proud of each one of you for taking out time for yourself. This is not for the relationship, but for yourself, that you did this for you. So slow clap for yourselves. Yeah, honey, you have something to say? We have felt that in ourselves. Yeah, honey, that's the biggest mistake that we do. We lose out the essence of our relationship in the juggle of your kids. It's at one point after having kids, it's always about the children. So make it an habit, yeah. Have like come up with uh yeah, honey. You know what? I think you're in your mid marital life. I think that what happens to most of the people. You get so occupied with your kids, you get so occupied with your lives that you forget about each other. But that's not hard. You can work on it. Even if you're in your 30s, 40s, even if you're in 50s, prioritize your relationship over your kids. Kids are important, no doubt. If there is an opportunity where you can just spend time with each other, grab it. If there's an opportunity just to spend some quality time with your partner, even if it's just going out and getting grocery together, grab it. And don't if there is a chance that you can plan a trip with each other, if it's just you and your husband, if it's just the partners together, do it. Please don't have mom guilt. Yeah, if there is a family who can take care of your kids, do it. It's fine. Otherwise, don't feel guilty about spending extra time with your partner. There's no harm. Only if you're happy, you'll be able to keep your kids happy. Remember, if your cup is full, you will be able to pour it on the other's cup. And when you're alone, do you remember the first video we saw, honey, where the couple who's traveling in the car, who's just watching, one is always watching the phone, one is silent. And if there's a similar situation with you when you and your husband is traveling somewhere and you don't know what to talk, it's okay. You don't have to, it does not necessarily have needs to have be something or the other to talk about. Just hold his hand. Just touch. The power of touch is very important. If you can ask him something basic about, where you're going, what you like, what you don't like, talk about transportation, talk about cars, bikes, just bring up something and talk about it. And if you think that if there is some topic will create an argument, it's okay. Just keep calm. Just enjoy the presence. Hold their hands. Touch. The power of touch, I'm emphasizing it again. It really impacts in your relationship. Bring small habits in your life. Give a hug in the morning. Start with a morning gesture. Every time before you start your day, give a morning kiss to your partner before you start a day. If you've forgotten that expression of love, start today. Start today. It's never too late. A lot of counselors always emphasize, even if you're angry, even if you're frustrated, even if you're so pissed off on your partner, make it an habit that every morning before you start your day by kissing your partner on your forehead and begin your day. Even if you're angry, even if you're so upset, you don't want to see your partner's face, you just don't want to talk to them, just close your eyes, kiss them on the forehead, and start your day. No matter what, keep that habit consistent. Do it consistently, and your husband will follow. Don't be like, I always do it. He doesn't do it. You do it first for him to follow it. Be consistent. Um, yeah, I think all in-laws need counseling, right? Before we get married. I wish that was possible, but trust me, we can never force anybody to get counseling. That's the first rule of counseling, that you can't really force anybody to get counseling unless and until they want to get counsel, only then we can counsel them.
Yes, participants, any more questions?
Just a minute, Hafsa, I've missed out on a few questions. I just
Okay, ma'am.
clear that. Yeah, Farheen, apparently that's the sad reality because they've all grown up like that. They have this perspective of life that they've always prioritized their mother, brother, and it's really upsetting. It's really disrespectful. But I would suggest talk to your husband on this issue. And if this is something that really upsets you, talk to them. Talk to him. Let him know that, I really respect your mom. I really respect your brother. I respect your family. But sometimes I feel like you don't value us. I feel like we are not a priority to you. Can we spend more time together? Can we have like a family time together? Maybe if you spend more time with each other, it'll make you feel better. Go on family dinners if you can without his mother or his brother, and that will help you for him. In that case, you will feel and let him know that he can balance between his side of the family and your family. Absolutely. Please include that. Make it an habit to kiss on the forehead before you leave to the work. You start your day. Please include that. Small habits every day in your lives are so important. Like start your day with a kiss on the forehead, end your day without conflicts, and see how impactful it can be. I hope so, honey. I hope we know each other. I'm glad it was helpful to each one of you. I'm so happy. And if to all my sisters and brothers out there, if there is something in your life, any conflicts, any challenges that you're feeling, and you need somebody to hear you out, I'm always here. Anytime in your life, when a life throws challenging challenges to you, whenever there is an issue, whenever there is anything that you just need somebody to hear you out, you just need somebody to just listen to you, I'm here for you, sisters and brothers. Anything. Never feel alone. Inshallah, we'll stay by your side and we can tackle whatever life throws at you. And if you want to reach out to me, please reach Naasih Counseling and Guidance, and we can get in touch. There's somebody. Thank you so much, Niafa Fatima. Nice name, by the way. Niafa Fatima. Have I pronounced it right? Inshallah, for men, definitely. It's equally important for men, yeah. Why should always women be targeted, right? I ask my husband to spend money. Anything, sister. If it's possible for you all to go out once a week, Take that time out. May not necessarily be some fancy dinners, may not necessarily be that you need to spend money outside. Just go for a drive, go to a park, go to some show. I mean, something, there are a lot of exhibitions that go around. Go out like that. Just plan a day. Just Google it, research if there is something that is going on in town. If you don't want to step out, plan something at home. See if you can do an activity together. In evening, plan a good meal together. Plan your partner's favorite meal. Don't always make it a point that also, sisters, don't always cook your husband's favorite meals. Sometimes cook your favorite meal too. Maybe one Sunday his favorite meal, one Sunday your favorite meal. Let them know that your opinion also matters, your choice also matters. Don't bury yourself under the carpet. Please don't do that. I wish, I wish we could all guide and avoid having toxic mother-in-laws. Um, since I am going through Naasih counseling, you have to get in touch with them to get in contact with me, apparently. So just send a message to them, they'll put it across to me and we can get connected online or offline. I'm available, inshallah. And yeah, there's so many things that we can work it out together. Please keep in mind your mental health matters, self-respect, self-care, put yourself first, pour your cup first before you pour it out for others. Okay, I think I'm done for the day. Yeah, Hafsa, I think you can come in now. Hafsa? Hafsa, Brother Imtiaz, you can come in now. We can end the workshop.
Yes, I'm audible.
Yes, you are.
Yeah. So lastly, I would thank all of you for joining us today. A special thanks to our speaker, Mehnaz ma'am. Our heartfelt gratitude for taking your valuable time for the session and sharing your experiences and insights. And lastly, I would like to thank our bank and team for making this, for putting their hard work in organizing this event. We hope all of you will find this workshop helpful and inspiring. Additionally, if you are interested in any kind of counseling sessions, kindly do contact us on the number provided on the screen. Once again, thank you all of you for joining us today and making this workshop achievable. Have a wonderful day ahead. Thank you.